how significant actually is the problem of urinary incontinence on public health? And are there any demographic groups that are particularly more affected that you'd like to discuss?
Thank you, Chrissy. Yeah, this is very interesting. I mean, this is something we don't talk a lot about, but a common number is that about 5 or 10% of the population globally, we don't know because people don't speak about it, and the numbers come out a little differently depending who you talk to, are believed to suffer from incontinence. I've seen numbers between 2 and 300 million people globally. Um, that's more than US population total suffering from incontinence. And at younger age, it's about up to 6 times more common in women. At an older age, it becomes a little more equal, but it's very commonly women that are encountered in the healthcare system with incontinence. Later with men, it's more due to the prostate. So in the US, about 32% of all women report symptoms monthly. That's 1/3. And 22%, about 28 million women report more severe incontinence. So basically, it's all around us. It's all over the place, and we really don't talk about it, considering that about a quarter of the of the population really suffers from it. And there's a cost to it. It affects you in other ways. On the personal level, we talk about $20 billion costing for pads, operations, insurance fees, and so on. This is in the US only. And we're talking Europe, it's the same number, and Asia and South America. So globally, this is a huge problem. And costing for the society, we're talking about longer stays in the hospital because of incontinence, infections, caretakers having maybe to stay out of work to take care of your mother, take care of your father, and so on and so forth. You talk 10 times $200 billion cost. And there's also cost. So, I mean, looking for insurance policies to cover solutions with Medicare Part B becomes very important for the individual. And if we talk about risk factors here, so age we spoke a little about, but it's not all. Obesity, a BMI over 25 is another risk factor. Of course, prior vaginal birth, we spoke about that if you don't rehabilitate properly with training. Anxiety can be caused by depression, but it can sometimes also be a reason for depression. Um, um, of course, you have other things like diabetes or neurological MS and other neurological diseases that can affect this, of course. But interesting, we see that non-Hispanic whites have a higher incidence and prevalence of incontinence than if reported from Black, Asians, or Hispanics. We can discuss later why that is, why we think that is. There is no really clear answer. And of course, you have an age related here. From age 70, you have about almost like 50% or more. So it is everywhere, and it should be examined why and noted and considered in any care situation.